What are you gonna do today, Michael?
Make some horsepower.
Make some power. I like the sounds of that. What are we gonna use to absorb the power?
Mainline 6000.
Heck yeah. That sounds cool. Should we tell the people about what kind of new tool we got?
I think so.
All right, now's the time. So we did a little teaser video earlier with the old 2016 silver truck, the old trusty F-250. For the record, we didn't spray it with nitrous like we might have been acting like we were going to, but that's not the best nitrous candidate. But either way, we wanted to talk a little bit more about a critical tool that we've added to the toolbox here. A little bit of a toy also.
I like to think of it as a toy.
As a toy? Okay. But we learned some things with this toy.
Yep. It's a fun toy.
Yep. So what do we got?
We have a Mainline hub dyno, 6000. Basically the baddest hub dyno that I know of.
It's the only way to go.
Yes.
So there's three primary types of dynos for testing vehicles. One is an engine dyno. That is a great tool for studying the engine. The engine comes out of the vehicle though, which is a drawback to that. You bolt it straight to a dyno and to an absorber, and you can study the engine. Another one to do a full vehicle test that's very common is a chassis dyno. That's basically a big drum roller, and you pull the vehicle up on it. The tires sit on the drum, you strap it down. That works fairly well. It's fairly quick and easy, but the downside is you have that tire as the link between the drivetrain and the dyno. This is a hub dyno, which is our preferred version for doing a full vehicle test. You take the wheels off, you bolt the hubs straight to the absorbers on both sides. It is a direct connection. You don't have to worry about inconsistencies because of tire slippage, tire size, tire tread type. You don't have to worry about blowouts. It's safer, fast responding, and is going to be the ultimate tool for testing the full vehicle system. So we've had it for a little over a year, but because of facility changes and a lot of other things going on here, we were out of space, trying to decide where we were going to put it. We were going to wait. We also announced recently that we're moving to a new facility also, but we decided we didn't want to wait any longer, so we went ahead and set it up here for the time being. This whole rig will move to the other facility later, but in the short period of time that we've had it here, we've already used it quite a bit. We've learned a lot with it, external as well as customers. So first thing on it was the silver truck, just kind of getting stuff dialed in, because it isn't going to hurt itself, and we didn't make a ton of power. We didn't need to make a ton of power. We were just kind of getting things dialed.
Yeah, learning the dyno more than learning the truck.
Learning the software, learning what to do with it, learning how all the different runs, because there's a lot of different types of runs you can do as well, right?
Yeah, ram tests, torque tests. We can simulate drag run. We can hold torque. Just a lot of different ways to be able to figure out your needs or your just problems or whatever you want to get better at.
So you could do anything from like a steady state test at a certain load level or RPM level. You can do drive cycle type stuff. Like this is a perfect example. This is Keith Porter's 50 Chevy pickup. It's got a L5P Duramax in it and a 10-speed. It's southern Indiana weather, so it's one day it's 65, the next day it's snowing right now, and salt and junk on the road, so we don't really want to. We're doing some trans testing. Jonathan and Andre have been spending some time working on dial-in the trans controls on this thing, well, to keep us from having to go drive it around and data log and make tweaks and get the trans to act right. Because this has got a Motec in it, I guess, also. Kind of forgot that little part.
Yeah.
So that's the challenge, is make a truck like this with a standalone ECU work well with a 10-speed automatic. And so that's a major challenge. But having this tool where we can just sit here, cruise, let it shift through the gears, variable load, all that is a huge asset.
Yeah.
Or max effort, full high horsepower rips.
Yeah.
If we want to do.
And you don't know what you don't know too. Like you put this on the dyno to get the transmission shifting better, and then you learn what else is wrong with it. And rail controls need a little tweak, and the alternator needed a little tweak. There's a lot of little things that it's really hard to catch on the road because your eyes should be on the road. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden you learn all this stuff you just didn't even know you needed to learn. So
yep. So far Silver truck's been, I don't know what we've been, probably a couple months maybe realistically that we've actually even had it functional.
Yep.
Had the 2016 F250 on it. Had your dragster on it.
Yep.
We had the white truck. We've got just kind of like an in-house development truck, Duramax Motec, that just is a kind of flogged development truck. What else has been on it other than this thing? It's Dan Zelton's truck.
Yep. And then we got another truck scheduled for next week.
Yep. So a good example was Dan Zelton. So from Wisconsin, has had a lot of, he hasn't raced for 3 or 4 years.
I think 3 years was the number.
A lot of changes to his truck. Brand new engine hadn't run before.
Not until I got here.
Yep. So lots of wiring changes, electronics changes, everything new basically. And the truck had been out of commission for a while with some different engine changes. And he got the engine a week or so before.
I think less than a week. Yeah.
So between they were a lot of guys there at Wagler's camp, I think, getting engine ready for him, getting it built. He got it back up to Wisconsin. Got stuff slammed in the truck, got some fab work done, brought it back down here a few days before a race that he was planning on going to in South Georgia. And not that we want to sign up for that kind of thing often, but it's a testament to what you can do with a hub dyno is you don't show up at the track with a brand new setup that you've never put load on before, or you don't know if you got leaks, or you don't know if you got trans problems, all those things. Too many years went by of too many guys flailing around at the track, spending a lot of time, a lot of money, and a lot of just frustration. Honestly, that's what really drove me to buy this thing was we want to use it as an internal tool, but it was really more for our customer base and the industry in general, because I've been at the track way too many times with guys pulling trans out after every pass or two, chasing leaks. Brand new build, you go make a rip, and you got an oil leak and you put the truck on the wall or something like that, So this, I must be getting old because I think of this as a safety tool as much as a performance tool, honestly.
Yeah. Huge. Well, and then that's probably worst case, but like, for instance, hey, we get it running and it runs good, and then you go up and do a burnout and you can't do a burnout. Mm-hmm. So like that was a Dan Zelton thing too. Like we get through all this stuff and it's like, well, hey, what are we gonna do for burnout mode? And then it wouldn't have been able to do one. So we figured some things out, and it's just endless.
Yep.
And like other things that you can learn.
So like in Dan's case, showed up a few days before an event, a big major event, and the guys got it, Michael and Andre and Ryan thrashing to help Dan and his guys get it ready. And a few days later, drove to South Georgia and made a personal best straight off the trailer.
Yep.
So that kind of thing, I think this type of tool and our investment in these kind of things is going to help guys be a lot more successful sooner. And like I say, I think a total side benefit that we need to be letting people know is I would promote when you get on this thing, if you got a drag car, for example, or salt flats or whatever it may be, you're dialing the vehicle in, but you really need to be dialing yourself and your crew in too. So get suited up like normal. Do all your checks like you would like normal, check bottles, check chutes, check all that kind of stuff so that you're not, like your nerves are already going to be going crazy the first time at the track, right? But the vehicle got broke in and you got broke in on this thing because you can make full rips running through the gears just like a full-time pass. And I think we're going to save a lot of people some trouble with mistakes and errors as well, because you can kind of get in a rhythm, suit it up like it's a regular pass, and get some of the butterflies out of your system.
Yeah, the butterflies are huge. I think the parachute thing was the biggest thing that I've seen so far, where like activation wasn't 100%, and you can you don't have to deploy them actually, but you can see the lever move, or just huge safety things. Little leaks here and there. We've had some oil leaks that have led to fires, but they're just small, no problem on a hub dyno, and at a track you just never know.
Yep.
So
it's way more expensive to do it at the track, and a lot more stressful. Yep. Here, if you got a leak, okay, fix it. You're not oiling the track down, pissing everybody off.
Yeah. Or on the tires.
Or on the tires, yeah. Best case scenario, you pissed everybody off. Worst case scenario is you wreck your vehicle.
Yeah.
So we're trying to prevent some of that. But this will be a helpful tool. We're learning a lot more about it, the different types of drive cycles, the different things we can do with it. And we've already, we haven't really publicized it much yet, but we've got a lot of customers really excited about making themselves better with it.
Yeah.
It plays in perfectly with us kind of being the electronic controls gurus as well as fuel system gurus, because we can test a lot of different things as well, whether that's a different set of injectors, whether that's different electronic control strategies, control strategies, getting rail pressure dialed in, a lot of those kind of things. It's right here in our camp. So a little different than just having a dyno. There's a lot of people out there that just have a dyno, and basically it's your responsibility. You take your rig to the dyno and you make some rips and you learn what you learn. In this case, especially with the guys that are running our Motec electronic controls, you're here in the camp learning a lot with our guys, and our expertise here, which is a huge advantage too.
Yeah. Yeah, and we can communicate the vehicle to the dyno and back and forth too. So yet another huge plus, because you can't plug into the track, or whatever you're doing. So the sand, whatever. So we can see what it's doing in real time. It's been a huge game changer for sure.
Yep. So. Broadcast basically in the case where we've got a standalone ECU with our controls in it like this, we can broadcast back and forth between the dyno and the vehicle.
Yep.
So lots to learn and lots more to do, and eventually move it to its new final permanent home. But for now, we're pretty excited about it and pretty excited to offer that as an additional service on top of the rest of the things we do. So if you've got a vehicle that you think you'd be a good candidate for it, feel free to reach out to us.